So today's video is about integration of VS Code with GitHub. It's a beginner's level video where I'm talking about how you can integrate GitHub with VS Code and how you can work in GitHub without leaving VS Code. So if you already know about integration of GitHub and VS Code, then this video is not for you. But if you're new to this and new to GitHub, then please stay around. First thing, let's go to GitHub. So I'm on GitHub and I'll create a new repository. Repository name may be Learning GitHub. That's my repository name. And I'll keep it public as is. So now this repository is created. Now I will go to VS Code. Open VS Code here. And first thing is you have to go and get the extension for GitHub. So here I'm clicking on extension. You can type GitHub and it will show you all the extension you can get for GitHub. There's too many out there, but we are interested only in few of them. One is this GitHub, integrates GitHub and its workflow. And the next one, which is very interesting, which don't have to do anything with GitHub, but it's called GitHub Copilot. It's built by GitHub team. It's an AI pair programmer. So you must get it because it will enhance your coding like tenfold. It's very, very beautiful system. It really shows you the power of AI. So get this GitHub Copilot and let's see what else I have. So if you see, I have one Git Graph, I have GitHub and Git Copilot. These are the important things. Other things you don't need to get started with GitHub. So only three things: Git Graph and GitHub and Copilot. This will just help you in general coding. And this works for every programming language, for Python, for C#, TypeScript, everything else. So anyway, once you have these three things, you can come here and once the extension is installed, you will see the source control icon here on the side. So you can click here and then it says clone repository. So let's click here, clone from GitHub. So now here, if you see my screen in the GitHub, where I created this learning GitHub, there's this HTTPS URI. So I copy this, bring it here and click this, paste here and then enter. It asked me where I should keep the folder. So I'm going to keep my folder in, creating a new folder called Learning GitHub. So it clone, would you like to open the clone repository here? And I say yes. And now I am seeing this repository created. There's nothing, no file is here. So let's go and add a file. readme.md. This is my readme file. Now I just added one line here for my readme file. And as you can see down here, it's showing that I'm in a repository called Learning GitHub, and this is my branch. So there are branches in your repository. So this is a main branch, and then we'll talk about branches more. So for now, you can see we are in main branch, added one file. I can click here, and then I see, okay, there's one file is added. Now I'm going to add it to the source control. I'll say first check-in. So now this file is checked in into my local system, into my local branch, the copy which I have it on my hard disk, but it is not pushed up to the GitHub repository. So if I click in code, it doesn't show me anything. So now let's go and push it. So to push, you can do here, there's a icon, 3 dashes and say push. So it's pushing and now I can come here, click on this icon again and see the tree, view Git graph. It shows first check-in is gone into main. And now I come here, click code, and I see my README file is here. This is my README file. So now you created a file and you checked it into the Git. Now let's talk about a couple of other things. Let's say that I have checked in this code and there's a problem and I have to create a hotfix. So now the branching come in the picture. So I click here, and what I can do, I can say create on the branch menu, and I can say create a branch. So let's call this branch a hotfix branch. Now what you will see, there's a hotfix branch is showing down here. And if you go here, it is showing only main, because whatever is happening on your box, the GitHub doesn't know about it. So there's one branch main where everybody is checking the code, but you created another branch called hotfix, and you're going to do some work in the hotfix branch. Now here, I'm going to add another, imagine this is you are fixing a code, changing TypeScript, C# or Python or something. And this is basically you're writing a code. So this is and why you do it in your branch? Because you are keeping everything, your work separate from everybody else. So nobody will get affected, whatever you do here. So you do this is a hotfix code, and then you say hotfix checked in, and you go and publish this branch. Now you will see here when you click, let me push it. So now I have checked in a hotfix branch, and you can see, and I pushed it, so I see one code check-in, hotfix check-in, and this part is telling me the branch name, main, and then the hotfix. And here if you'll come and see, you will see if I click view all branches, I see two branches here, main and hotfix. Let's go back to the code. Now you have created two branches. Let's do some more work to show how things will look properly. So let me create a couple of more hotfixes on top of this, whatever we have done. So I'm going to keep changing a couple of things. So here you can say sync changes. So when I click this, it shows an arrow upward. So it's going to sync, and it's going to push everything to the remote we call here. It means going to the GitHub. So you come here in main, you just see README file, because hotfix is having your hotfix. So you have to change the branch, which branch you want to see. As you can see, I'm doing things in the hotfix branch, and nobody is getting affected by anything. This is my third change. Now, as you can see, I can see the hotfix branch. This is showing how things are moving along. Now, if I want to flip back and go to a main branch, suppose you are a different dev and you are working on a main branch. So you come here, click on this hotfix here, and you see on top, you see this option, which branch you want to go. You want to choose main branch, or from here you can create a different branches also. So let's say main. So I go to the main branch. Now look here, when I come and look in the README file, in my main branch, I just see only README file here. There's nothing about the hotfix branch, because I'm in a main branch. So this thing is continuously syncing with cloud, GitHub, and your local box. So if you click here, and you can see the tree, that this is what is happening. In hotfix branch, you can see there's a hotfix branch, but you are working on the main branch. Now, let's say that you are making a couple of more changes in the main branch. Click this, put a comment. Okay, so now if you see the Git graph, now this is what I wanted to show you. There are two kind of branches happen, right? This is a hotfix branch going on, the pink one, and this is your main branch, and you're working in the main branch, and somebody is working in the hotfix branch. Now, if go back to hotfix branch. Now you are in a hotfix branch, you're done with everything, you created everything, whatever needed to be done, you tested, everything is good to go. Now you want to merge it into the main branch because that's the one maybe going to production. So what you do here, you come here, click this. There are a couple of options. One is you can go to branch and you can say merge branch. So when you say merge, you can click here and it says select a branch to merge from. So that's one way that you get all the changes from main into your hotfix because you're merging. Because this is your branch, you can do whatever you want here. But if you want to push your change to main, then you cannot do this. So one way is that you go and switch to the main branch. And then you can say branch merge. And then you can choose hotfix branch to merge everything into the main and then push it. But this is not the way you generally do in real work. So now, if you are a dev working in a real life environment where you have a team and you have developers, many of them, and lead and all those things, so you cannot check in things directly into the main branch. What you have to do is you have to create the PR, pull request. So you can go here, change back to hotfix, and then come here and then say branch and publish branch. This is one option you do. So you create publish, and it's saying here, would you like to create a pull request for branch hotfix? You say yes, create pull request. Now pull request is saying merge changes from hotfix into main, and you write, this is my PR, this is my pull request, and you create a pull request. And this pull request, you are going to see, so suppose you are a junior engineer, you worked in the hotfix, you push this thing, and you are seeing here the detail of all the pull requests which you created. This is beautiful that it's showing you this even in VS Code, but in reality, what will happen, your senior engineer will go to this Learning Hub repository and he will see a pull request here. So he will click on the pull request and he sees there's a hotfix branch pull request is there, and he can click on this and he can do the code review. So he can look at the changes, whatever the changes we have made. If he want, he can put the comment and you go to and fro, back to pull request, click hotfix. So let's notice one thing on the top. Here it says, Arsarosh wants to merge 3 commits into main from hotfix. And if your code review is done to and fro, he put all the comments and you fixed all the comments, resolve all the comments, and then he can come back and say merge pull request. Now he is merging pull request, confirm changes. All this happened. Now you can go back to the code. So you are looking in the main, but you see hotfix text also here. And whatever was there in the main branch, that's also you are seeing. So same thing what you did in GitHub, because that's what will happen in the reality, because somebody else will do work on the hotfix, somebody else will approve it, and then they will merge. So we can ignore this screen, but this is also showing you all those things that you can merge from here also. But this is not how the real life situation will work. So close this, come back here, see on the Git graph, you see this hotfix branch is collapsed into the main branch. It means somebody started this, and then it merged into main. So if you have multiple dev, multiple releases going on, so people will be working on different branches, and then they will be merged to go to production and staging and things like that. So this is how you will work with GitHub through VS Code. Now, a couple of more things. Let's quickly go over. So click here on this icon of source control. And when you click here, you can see you have a pull option. Pull means when you click, and which branch you are here. If you see you are in hotfix, it will pull everything from the GitHub cloud to your box. That's what pull means. Push is exact opposite of that. Clone means you are really cloning a copy of it, and then you can work it on it, and then later on you can submit. So you use this clone. Remember when we started with this learning GitHub, we clone the repository. So when you want to clone any other repository, you go get the URL, you get the copy of it. Suppose you want to participate in an open source project. So you clone the repository, you work on it, and then you create a pull request for them. So that's how cloning will work out. Checkout too is same thing. You can check out any of these branches, or you can create a new branch here. Or if I click main again, I'm already in main, so it just checked out the main. The other thing is you commit staged and commit all. This is when you are working on multiple files. Suppose you have hundreds of files and you may change only in 2 or 3 files. So what you can do is you can stage those many files. So let me show you. If you work here, another line added for staging. Now, when you come here, you see this one file is changed. There may be multiple, like there may be 50 files you have changed, but you are interested only in committing or saving only 5 files, and because you are working on other files still. So you can click here, see the stage change. So you are staging it here, and you can write a comment, staging few files. So it is, and when I'll click this commit, means then I'm going to commit it. Again, this commit is happening on your local box, but for now, I've just staged it. Means these are the files I kept separately because I did some work on this, and the other files are there in the change, which I'm not putting in. Now I can go and commit it. This change is still not going anywhere because it's saying sync changes. Look here, it's saying 4 down. It will pull 4 changes and push 1. So what is this 4? So you can see what is happening here. As we create different branches, this color, this tool is changing the color. So in main, merge pull request 1 from hotfix. This is what's going to happen. And staging few files, this is my change. I'm going to push, and it's going to pull everything down through the main. So let's do this and see what happens. Now, there are merge conflicts. Resolve them before committing. So what are the merge conflict? Merge branch main to this. So merge changes. Look at here. Now this is showing me I changed the README file, but my hotfix branch also changed the README file. So this is what happened. As you can see, this is the current change. And the line added for staging. This is what I did. And I want to keep this line. So delete this. And this is my third change. So I can remove that. And I say, okay, this is what I want to keep. Now I can go ahead and check this in. So now I'm going to click stage changes. Are you sure you want to stay README with merge conflict? Okay, sorry. I should remove this also here. And now click on this. So I have 2 stage, my hotfix. This is my hotfix code, and this is my README. So I resolve the conflict, and I am saying I'm merging these 2 things. Now I'm syncing the changes. I'm pushing everything up. So once I push up everything, this is what happens. So you see, you created a hotfix branch. There's a main branch going on, and this is, I created a stage, and then I merged that back again into the main. So this is in short the integration, how you'll work with GitHub. We can quickly look at some other commands here. As you can see, commit. When you do all this commit, it all happens in your local box. Nothing goes up. But when you push, then it goes to the cloud, and when you pull, it comes from the cloud. Again, you can commit the stage changes and commit all those things. This is again about staging and discarding the stage changes. Sometimes you don't want to that stage changes go up. Same thing, push, pull, and then you see fetch here. So the fetch is about figure it out what is changed, but don't pull it. So when you just want to see what is changed in main, and then you will use the fetch. And you will use the pull when you really want to bring everything pull. So pull rebase means you are trying to combine whatever is change on your box from the remote branch. So you rebasing your branch with the cloud branch. Basically, you're merging these changes. So there are a lot of advanced concepts are there. In GitHub, it's a very, very powerful tool. So go ahead and read about it and learn. I'm not addressing the complex situations. I'm trying to just get started, the beginners, how to start using GitHub with VS Code. So here, as you can see, branches, you can create branches, rename branch, delete, publish the branch, merge, and rebase. Again, rebase is same thing, like you are pulling the changes from the remote branch into your unpublished changes of your own box. Remote, add remote, and remove remote. This is again about your URL of your GitHub. That's what it means by adding the remote. Stash means you want to keep your changes sideways somewhere. Stash the changes. So they suppose you made some changes and it's conflicting when you are merging and all, and you want to stash them separately so you can keep working on different things, and then you can come back to that problem which you were solving before, and then you can pop the stash. So you can see you can apply the stashes. So you can pop the latest stash, and pop stashes means here, let's see, if you have this file and you made some change here, and you come here and you see this thing is happening here, you can say stash this change. Means I'm going to keep it separately, this stashed out of this branch business, but it's stashed on your box only. So you have to be careful about it. So I stash this change, please provide a stash message, just some stash. Okay, it's gone, it's stashed. So that's what you do with stash. And when you want to bring that changes, bring it with the pop stash. Again, these are the little advanced scenario. So play with it and learn with it. Tag is just, you want to create a tag. Let's put a tag name, production release. And the message, this is production code. You see this tag has come. So this tag basically you put in your code so you know if something special happened. Like you can put a tag that this tag will create a branch to take the code to staging or to production. There's multiple ways you can use the tag. So this is a very quick overview of working with GitHub with VS Code. And leave comments if you want me to address some specific issues for this integration or about GitHub. But I wanted to keep it at a very beginner level. It's an introductory video about GitHub and VS Code.